Good afternoon, everyone. I want to especially thank the students for joining us. We know it's a busy time for you, wrapping up and preparing for exams, and we just, as much as we want as many persons to be in the session as possible, we are mindful of the time. So we will get started with the few students we have here. For those who don't know me, I am Asanat Shark, the Administrative Officer for the Faculty of Sports. I sit in the Dean's office, which is on the Bursary Annex building. So based on the feedback that we have received in the office from two offices that serve our students, that is the Office of Student Financing and the Placement and Career Office. We just wanted to reach out to our students to provide any information that you may be missing in these areas and to answer your questions. So today we have two information sessions to share with you. The first is with the Office of Student Financing, and we have here with us Mrs. Shanna Hastings Edwards, who is the manager for Office of Student Financing. So she will start off the first session, and once she's through, we're hoping that the placement and career section will join us. So without further ado, I will welcome Mrs. Edwards to go on with her session.
Okay, Mrs. Sharp, thank you very much. Good afternoon, students. I see Melissa, Christopher, Carlington. It's a pleasure to talk to you, as well as to all the other students who will view the recording. This session is actually intended to be interactive because, as Melissa indicated in her chat, the Faculty of Sports is relatively new, and we have not had this type of interaction with the students in that faculty before. Now, Office of Student Financing is the undergraduate financial aid office here at UWI Mona. And we assist students with scholarships, bursaries, grants for various activities, books. When we had face-to-face, we would assist with traveling as well. Now we have transitioned into assisting more with housing and other type of expenses that students have now that they're living off campus in the main. Now, there's a scholarship for students who are in the Faculty of Sports. I know that's your first question. Is this session really for me? Do they have scholarships for me? Right now, our last check, we had a minimum of 25 awards that students in the Faculty of Sports are eligible to apply for. But we really don't see the students in this faculty applying each academic year, even though we put much effort into advertising when applications open and the deadlines, and even liaising with the administrative office to see eligible candidates who could apply for the scholarships. Now we know that the faculty is relatively small, with the number of students comprising years 1, years 2, years 3. And in recent times, we have become more informed in terms of understanding that half of the student population are part-time students, while the other half is full-time. Now, each year, we're inviting students to submit their applications for scholarships and bursaries. Typically, the application period is April to June. During the past 2 years of COVID-19, we have extended application up to August 31st and even into September. And even up to today, there is still an opportunity for students from the Faculty of Sports to apply for scholarships and bursaries because, as I said, there are a number of awards that are available to your faculty, and we keep getting new awards. With each month, we get a new award from donors, especially during this time of the pandemic, where more and more people want to assist students to achieve their goals. Now, just to be a little more specific, right now we have the Siberian Foundation Award. The Siberian Foundation Award is 300,000 Jamaican dollars, and it is for students who have lived on Block B in Siberia in the past or who are currently living on Block B, Siberia. Siberia is a male hall. Now, most of the applications we have received are from females, unfortunately, and the rest of the applications are from students who have never lived on Siberia. So if you are a Siberian, or if you lived on Siberia last year, or maybe if you're in final year and lived in first year, we're asking you to submit an application, and all the information is on the website. Now, if you haven't noted the chat, our website is mona.uwi.edu/OSF. That's mona.uwi/edu/OSF. On our website, it details how students can apply for scholarships and bursaries. It also provides a link to the financial aid that we offer. Currently, scholarships and bursaries, that process is manual, where you submit an application form in the Dropbox that is in SAS, that is the bursary customer service area. However, in terms of financial aid, where you're applying for smaller assistance for housing or books, etc., or just other living expenses, those applications are done online through our financial aid link. And if you log on to the website under Apply Now, you'll see the link to the financial aid application. Or if you log into your SAS portal, you will see OSF Financial Assistance. And when you click on that link, it will also take you to the application form. Excuse me, sorry about that. We not only administer scholarships, bursaries, and financial aid in terms of grants, but we also administer the PATH bursary. Now, we have several hundred students at UWI Mona who are registered on PATH, and you are able to apply for PATH from the Ministry of Labor without going to the Ministry of Labor or without going to your community office. Each year, August to September, or when the ministry allows August to October, you print the form from the Office of Student Financing website, you complete the form, and you submit it to our office. We will do all the other processing in terms of submitting to the Ministry of Labor, getting your response, updating your scholarship or award account, and following up to have the bursary update your student account. That is a very good bursary because each student who applies, as long as the GPA for the prior year is 2.5, they're going to be awarded $100,000 by the Ministry of Labor, unless something changes, and that would be published in the media as well as on our website. For first year students, of course, there would be no GPA requirements. So as long as you were on PATH, registered in a PATH household, and you were on it in high school or sixth form, once you come to UWI, you submit your application form, as I mentioned before, and we haven't seen any cases where the students have not been awarded by the Ministry of Labor. Now, if you're an American or eligible American, then you're able to apply for federal student aid. And federal student aid is very special in that currently Mona is the only UWI campus that is approved by the United States Department of Education to offer that loan on their behalf. There are details on our website about the federal student aid, but you can also contact the office for more information. What it means though, is that if you are an American or eligible American, you can apply for a loan from the U.S. Department of Education by completing a FAFSA online. That's a free aid application online, and the application will be sent through the system to the UWI Mona. Office of Student Financing will liaise with you, process your application, you're able to access your federal loan to fund your education, and at the end of the process, of course, or at the end of your program, you would expect to repay the loan to the U.S. Department of Education. Now, if you have student's loan and you're awarded a scholarship, it's not a problem. Some students will say, I'm not applying for a student's loan because I want to get a scholarship. But then at the end of the semester or the academic year, they have challenges in that the tuition isn't paid, they may not have yet access to a scholarship, and then they're not sure how they're going to complete their examinations. We encourage students not to be in that position. Always have plan A and plan B at a minimum. If you can have a plan C, then that's awesome. But plan A and plan B at a minimum. And for us, we say students' loan should always be in a plan A or plan B if you do not have the funds to pay for your education. Reason being, if you apply for a student's loan and you're approved and you subsequently receive a scholarship that covers your tuition, you can always write to say you do not want to take the loan for the current year, or you can have the loan, you can write a request asking for the loan amount to be adjusted. And there are no penalties for doing that, but it means that you have peace of mind because you're always going to be able to progress with your education because your fees are covered. Now, if you intend to access a scholarship and with much effort, you do not access a scholarship and your parents, family, guardian, whomever isn't able to fund it for you, then you have the student's loan that will take you through the academic year. So we encourage students in making their preparation to consider the student's loan as an option, even whilst you pursue scholarships. For this session, I want to emphasize, though, that there are scholarships for students in the Faculty of Sports. We have created a list. It is perhaps 95% at this time as we verify certain details. I am going to share that list with Ms. Sharp in your faculty office, and she can share the list with all the students who are in years 1 to 3 in the Faculty of Sports, so that you can peruse the awards on our website and you will know which ones are relevant to you based on year. Or maybe where you're from, your high school. Some donors are very specific. For example, we have a May Mercer scholarship, which pays $250,000 each year, and it's specific to students from Glengough. We have Hermione and Gladstone Pottinger, and it is specific to students who are in the United Church. So if you're in the United Church, you have your fees outstanding or you have a financial need, get onto our website, access the application form, and you're still able to submit an application for this academic year, right? We have scholarships for students who are from specific high schools, such as Holy Trinity. There's an opportunity here for every single student. And I want to ensure that you reach out to the Office of Student Financing and understand that we're also here to serve you. Now, when you look on the website currently, you will not see the link that says Faculty of Sports. And that is why I am sharing the list with the specific awards that is currently geared towards your faculty. However, for January 2022, when you're applying for your scholarships and bursaries, you will be able to see your specific faculty of sports, and then you can look under that faculty only to see all the awards for which you are eligible. Now, I am seeing in the chat where someone has asked, can a student get a part award and apply for another US scholarship in the same year? Yes, you can get a part award and apply for another US scholarship. Now, the UWI does have a rule which states that students cannot access 2 or more awards, which together exceeds tuition, because the intention is that awards received is spread amongst as many students as possible so that many students can access tertiary education versus just a few. Now with PATH, if a student receives another scholarship, they are able to hold it because of the nature of PATH. Because the ministry would have determined that that student is from a family of need, you're able to keep your PATH award with any other scholarship that you access during the academic year. Anything in terms of refunds, etc., depending on the amount of the other award, we may have to refer to the ministry to ensure that it is in keeping with their regulations. Sorry about that. Now, 2 very important periods. Scholarships and bursaries application, April to June each year. We have extended. So if you look on our website, you will see the dates extended. That has been for the past 2 COVID years, right? So this is a recap. Now, in terms of general financial assistance, which I mentioned before, students apply for general financial assistance only once per year. You apply online by getting onto the Office of Student Financing website and clicking on the Apply Now link, or you log into your SAS account and click on the link which says OSF Financial Assistance. You submit your application there. We take application. The system will allow a student to apply only once per year. Once you submit your application, they're normally processed on Fridays so that the student can receive timely responses. I am not seeing any other questions at this time, but I am reaching out to Melissa and Carlington, who I'm seeing, to find out. And I think I see Ms. Sharp's hand raised if there are any questions that you would like to ask me at this time.
Yes, just to clarify, I'm aware of a student who said she's awaiting approval for PATH award as of second semester, and that would have been the reason why no application for scholarship was submitted. So I just wanted to clarify, if students are in that position, do you still recommend that they apply for scholarships while they're waiting on the PATH confirmation?
Definitely. Well, there should be no student who is awaiting on PATH confirmation from last year. And I'm just saying that in the context that you mentioned, second semester.
The second semester for this academic year.
Okay.
It says that's when the award will be given.
Yes, because even though we send the applications to the ministry monthly between August, September, October, when we receive the applications, I mean, they're processing for the entire island. So usually we will receive the response very late December or early in second semester. So that is when the PATH bursary is applied to the student's account. Now, even though you're applying, you're waiting PATH. PATH is 100,000. Your tuition in the Faculty of Sports is 300,000. So you're able to apply for the myriad of other awards that are available to you, right? So don't limit yourself. Always apply for the awards. Sometimes the students say, oh, I can't apply because I haven't received my grades. The instructions on the website clearly say do not await your examination grades because we may access them before you, you know? So submit your application and give yourself an opportunity to be assisted. Once we receive your application, then even in terms of each student is able to list 10 scholarships or awards that is of interest to them. Now, if the student is not awarded any of those 10, we still consider them for the others because that is the process. You're going to be first considered for the ones that you listed, but it doesn't mean you're limited to those in terms of the internal processing in the Office of Student Financing, because our aim is always to assist as many students as possible who submit their application. Now, in terms of students being part-time, we do not currently have many awards that are for part-time students. And that is something that we're trying to engage donors on, as we recognize that more and more students are accessing tertiary education via the part-time mode of study. Now, in instances where part-time students are referred to the office or submit the application, we do have our partners who we liaise with. And depending on the student's GPA, where the student's from, sometimes if they're male or female, because some donors are that specific, we can liaise with donors and still get assistance for them. The key thing is submit an application each year so that you can be considered. Is there any other question that you would like answered at this time? If there's no other question, Ms. Sharp, I see the representative from Placement and Careers. So I just want to say thank you very much for facilitating our request to speak to your students. I know you will share the recording with them. And if after viewing the recordings, questions are emailed to your office or submitted to you, please share them with our team so that we can assist the students, okay?
We definitely will. I heard Carlington trying to comment. So Carlington, you can go ahead with your question.
Okay, good afternoon. I was just asking, why does the Office of Student Financing needs GPA for second and third year for the part scholarship?
Okay, it's not the office that actually needs the GPA, it's the requirement from the Ministry of Labor. So even though we administer the awards in terms of collecting the application form, verifying the GPA and all the other school data in terms of your name and ID and your registration, and your program and year, all the information is sent to the Ministry of Labor because they're the ones who have to do the approval. They need the GPA because their regulations state that a student must have 2.5 minimum GPA for prior before they can approve. And I mean, I think we've seen the media, so if they don't follow their regulations, you know, there can be repercussions for them. I hope that answers your question. Melissa?
All right, so I have a question, Miss Hastings, right?
Sure.
So previously, I had been in dialogue with someone from the faculty, that's Dr. Facey, and we had made an attempt to send to the Ministry of Sport seeking scholarships, scholarship accommodation for the students, right? I am yet to receive a response since it has been sent out from September. But I was wondering if it's a case where the Office of Finance in the university could like contribute like something, like reach out to them, asking them about it or something, because I knew that it was kind of challenging for students in the faculty to get it done, to get scholarships that relating to them. So I made an attempt, but I am yet to get a response.
Okay, in that respect, we would not be able to reach out, but you could share with your campus registrar or campus registrar's office the document that have been submitted, and then they can support, because there are protocols in terms of how offices reach out to various entities, and especially the ministry that has a firm relationship with campus administration. So if you're requesting scholarships on behalf of the university, then it would have to come from the campus registrar's office as supported to say that that is something that is sanctioned. So you can share the details with me offline, and I can liaise with our campus registrar's office
problem, Ms. Hastings.
to see how we can move forward in assisting with
you can give me a contact for you at the end so I can share them with you, okay?
Sure, I'm going to type it in the chat, so that if anybody else wishes to send me an email, you may readily have it. Okay.
Thank you.
I see a hand. Oh, Melissa, your hand is still up. Do you have another question?
Oh, no, just that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I see two additional students who have just joined us. Students, we are basically wrapped up with the presentation from the Office of Student Financing. If you have any questions for Mrs. Edwards, please do open your mic and ask a question now, as her section will be finishing shortly. While we wait on the students to ask Mrs. Edwards, I heard you mention that is it that you'll be sharing the list of available scholarships?
Yes, I'll forward to you and you can share with the students.
Right, because I noted Melissa's outreach to the ministry, but if we have scholarships here that the students are not applying for, then we are not doing ourselves much service in that respect. So we should be in a position where we have exhausted everything that UWI has to offer before we go out to seek more scholarships.
Yes, agree completely.
So Anil, Janelle, do you have any questions for the Office of Student Financing?
No, miss.
Okay, I have a question. Melissa, Anil, Janelle, Carlington, has any of you ever applied for a scholarship through the Office of Student Financing?
Yes, I have, miss.
You have? Okay, fantastic.
I have.
Okay. And when you were applying, if you don't mind answering, would you have shared with your peers in the Faculty of Sports that there are scholarships and bursaries that they can apply for?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Okay. Do you know any challenges? Thank you, Janelle. Do you know any challenges that the students may be having in terms of submitting applications for the scholarships?
Honestly, some of them told me that some of the scholarships this year are saying full-time students, but they're part-time. But I tell them that they should just still apply because it might not be a difference once they're in the registered student at the university. They can still make an attempt to apply.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. And I'm using this session to implore students, even if you have not submitted a scholarship application form, if you have a financial need, please log on to your SAS portal, click on the OSF Financial Aid link, follow the instructions and submit your application because that application is done online. Okay?
Okay, miss.
All right, thank you very much for listening. I am available to you. My email address is in the chat, and I'll hand back over to Ms. Sharp and the representative from Placement and Careers.
Right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Edwards, for taking the time and the interest and the concern to reach out to our students. We really appreciate it. And we will be sharing this recording so that those who were not here, at least they can benefit from the guidance that you've provided this afternoon. So thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right. For placement and careers, I'm not sure who will be speaking with us today. They had reached out to us because there should have been a representative. Ms. Francis, there should have been a representative speaking to students at orientation, but for some reason we didn't get to connect. And coming out of the World of Work seminars that Placement and Careers hosted earlier in October, I just wanted to ensure that our students had that opportunity to hear of their specific career options and the services that Placement and Careers has to offer to them. So without further ado, and bearing in mind the time that everyone has, I would welcome Tanya Francis of the Office of Placement and Career Services to address us.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sharp. It's good seeing you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Thank you so much for facilitating us. We've always wanted to reach out to the sports department and just let students get an understanding of what it is that we do here at Placement and Career Services. As the name suggests, our services are in two categories: job placement and career services in terms of career development interventions. Our students tend to focus more on the job placement aspect of it without looking at the other areas such as, the career development programs that we have to offer that will help them to get the job placement. So just to categorize and give an idea of what we do, in terms of the career development programs that we offered, you highlighted the World of Work seminars that we just completed in October to the first week of November. And what these programs do, these seminars, they are there to assist students in sharpening their job search skills. A lot of times our students they don't understand, especially now in this changing global market, how to go about identifying their job market, identifying job targets, getting their resume in place, understanding interview attire versus, work attire, understanding the commonly asked questions in interviews, understanding the labor market trends and what is happening in the global labor market, especially with COVID-19. These seminars are held every year, and they are tweaked based on what is happening in the labor market. So for this year, we focused a lot on the labor market trends, so students would understand what is on the rise in terms of career options and career opportunities, and what careers are not so hot right now because of the labor market, what is happening. We also try to assist students in understanding the additional skill sets that are needed outside of the classroom that will help them transition into any career, understanding employability skills and soft skills. And these are not restricted to any particular industry or any particular job description or any particular career. But these are universal skills that they must have, especially now with the emphasis on tech skills, and tech skills not meaning writing software and creating websites, but simple tech skills such as using Zoom, using microconferencing tools, using of resources that are available to them. So we recently wrapped up the World of Work seminars, which focused on all of that. We provide individual career counseling on a daily basis. This is done for students who they're not really sure of where they want to go, or they just want some confirmation in the career that they have chosen. And we usually use self-assessment, because we encourage students from first year as well to do a self-assessment. And the self-assessment identifies your interests, your abilities, your skill sets, and create a match in terms of the job opportunities, the career options, and even highlight qualifications that you may need and soft skills that you may need. So we offer all of these in terms of trying to assist students in creating their career plan, identifying the job market, figuring out how they reach there, and what avenue they are going to reach there with a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. Outside of that, we offer resume review every day. That is a daily responsibility that we have here. They can be emailed, and we provide feedback via email or telephone, depending on the amount of adjustments that need to be done. So outside of the World of Work seminar, where we have resume scheduled in the program, we offer resume clinic and resume reviews on a daily basis. We also offer a session in February, because we call February Career Awareness Month, where we have some structured programs for final year students, but some of them are open to first year students and second year students. In February, we have a program called Dressing Appropriately and Workplace Ethics. And what this does is it goes into details in terms of what is required in terms of dressing for the job, whether an interview, whether a work event, etc. We create this program to help students to understand the difference between daily work attire and the interviews. After that, we have the annual mock interviews, and that one in February is only for final year students. And we don't want the name mock interviews to trick anybody. It's mock interviews, it's fake interviews, it's fake company, but it's real HR managers and directors that take the time out to come and do the interviews over a 2-day event. What they do is they do the interviews and provide feedback on how well you did, what you need to improve on, and fill out an appraisal so that students will be able to look at it to find out where they need to improve, what they need to sharpen, etc. And they assess everything from your dress to how you answer the questions. We always encourage final year students to take advantage of the situation. because some companies do recruit through the mock interviews. But we can't advertise it as a recruitment program because it really isn't. It's just that because they are HR managers and directors, if a student stands out to them, they may give you an offer. Immediately after that, now we have the job fair, where in previous years before COVID-19, we would have Career Expo and job fair where different companies would come and highlight their services, what careers are there. But for this academic year, what we're trying to do, and we hope the sports department will come on board with us, is we want to have an internal career expo for each faculty, where we will have sessions, interactive sessions with people within your field so that you can talk to them and kind of understand the different areas within the field that are available to you in terms of career opportunities, and being flexible and understanding the landscape, the global labor market landscape now with COVID-19. After that, we have a mock interviews for everybody. So the February mock interview is there for final year students. And then we have one in March for all levels. Students just need to sign up, and we have HR practitioners that do the interviews. It takes on the same format that we do for the final year, but this time we want everybody involved in that March period. We also usually have seminars during that time based on the needs of students. So that is our career development program and our career development interventions that we have on a daily basis, and some are structured. When it comes to job placement, now we offer part-time, summer, and full-time job opportunities. The part-time and summer employment is on our website for application. If you go to our website through UWI Mona, you will see a tab called Forms, and that is where you apply for the part-time and summer. You will find that you have to log in and enter your ID, because we were having issues where, because of how active our social media page is, we were getting applications from NCU and UCC. So you have to enter your ID to get access to the part-time and summer form, which is the same form. You just need to check at the bottom if it is you want to be submitted for summer employment. The full-time jobs are not offered for you as a student. It is offered when you are leaving. So in your final year, during the time when you're doing the mock interviews and the job fair, we accept your resume during that time period to refer you to full-time jobs that may come in. And then now we have the overseas work and travel agencies, which is the summer work and travel program. We tend to choose our words carefully. What we do is we facilitate them. We don't recruit for them. What we do is ensure that the ones that work with us are legit. They are registered with the Ministry of Labor. They have their paperwork. And we have those that have been working with us throughout the years. We recently had a fair on Thursday for the overseas work and travel agencies, where students were able to talk to the different agencies to compare and see which one is best suited. But if you follow our page on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the different overseas work and travel agencies, they usually have an information session. So more will be having information session in the coming weeks, and probably in January, because some of them have not reached their quota in terms of students to recruit. So part-time and summer and recent graduates, you get free referral for the year for final year students. After that, you become an alumni, and then you're required to pay a fee of $1,500 if you want some referral. But just to let you know that these are some of the main programs that we have, the World of Work seminars, the resume clinics, the individual career counseling and career assessment. the job placement for overseas work and travel. We also get internship requests as well. We recently did a drive for Alliance insurance brokers who had no degree restriction. It's just to come in and get a feel of the working environment. And a lot of times we are so restricted in our thinking in terms of where we think we will go after we leave the University of the West Indies. And it is very good for you to understand the global labor market, understand what is happening, be flexible and adaptable, because you're going to find that it is going to be your attitude and your aptitude and the skill sets that you have that will get you a job more than the degree that you have right now. So those are a few of our services that we offer. And as I said, the resume reviews are offered daily. All you need to do is email your resume to us saying that you need a resume review, and then we'll provide you some feedback in how to fix that resume if it needs fixing, and we will guide you otherwise. But we are very active on social media. We are on Instagram, we're UE_placement. On Twitter is UE placement. And we also share all different programs in terms of dates and time. And of course, it's virtual in most cases with the different departments and the different faculties. So if there are any questions regarding what we do, is there any questions, anything that you want to find out about what we do, where we are, how to get in touch with us? I'm taking all questions now.
Hi, Tanya. While we wait on the students to pose their questions, you mentioned something about referral. What does that mean?
Okay, in terms of, we don't use the word that we place students in jobs. What happens is, how the process works, when a company sends us their vacancy, they are very specific in terms of, some will say they don't have a major specification, they want this, they want that. What we do is we don't just take up a resume and say, take this one. What we do is we send them a few resumes, and that's why we say refer. So we send them a few resumes for them to choose from the batch if any one of the candidates fit what they're looking for, even though they send us the specifications in terms of qualifications, etc. Sometimes they're looking for a best fit within their organization. So we will send 4 to 6 resumes for a vacancy, and then they will choose who they want to interview from the batch. If it is they have not seen anything or they don't find anything in the batch, then they send back to us, and then we have to send them another batch. So we don't say we place students, because we're not actually just telling them, take Tanya Francis, take Clement Henry. We have to refer a few students or a few candidates, and then they choose who they want from the batch.
Got it. Thank you. Come students, we have placement at our service here. Let's quickly ask them more questions so that we can all learn and be informed, and then get on to our next activities for the day.
Has anyone here ever used placement and career services? Or know about placement and career services?
No, miss. This is actually my first time hearing about you guys, so no.
What year are you, Janelle?
I'm a final year student.
Seriously, Janelle? I'm hurt. I'm hurt. So Janelle, now you know you need to send us your resume your final year. So you need to send us
Definitely, Miss.
that we can look at it to ensure that, you know, you have a sparkling, nice resume sending out. A lot of students think that their resume is nice, and when we get it, not so nice. So I'm going to encourage you to send it in so that we can review it and give you some good feedback.
Okay, Miss, I will.
Anil, yes, Anil, I see your hand up.
Hi, Miss. Yes, it's Anil.
Okay.
Yeah. So you mentioned about the work and travel programs, sorry. And you said that some of them have not yet reached their quota. When or how can I find out which agencies have not yet reached the quota, and you know when I can actually apply if it is that they're still open to taking persons?
Anil, they're open from September.
Yes, I know that they're normally open from September.
But all of them still don't reach them quota, because at the fair that we had last week, because we work with 15 of them, all of them were there. Don't just SWAT don't reach them quotas yet.
Okay.
So when you I saw Miss Sharp posting our website in the chat. When you go to our chat, click job resources, and you will see the list of who we are working with. If you use anybody else, if something goes wrong, that hopefully nothing goes wrong, we can't assist you because they were not a part of our registered list. So if you go to the website, you'll see the listing, and they have hyperlinks to their website. I know Summer Choice, Explore Your World, SWAT, Exuberant, Sora, all of them were there, and they have not reached their limit as yet.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No career profile as yet. I will check though, because what happened is when the vacancies come in, we really don't, the employers are so, they want the response quickly, but I can check on some profiles for you and send it. I can do that.
Yes, that would be appreciated. Since I've been here in the faculty, students coming in, they know the typical, I can be a coach at a high school.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
For most of them, it stops there in terms of coaching.
Yes.
So,
and that's why, you know, Ms. Sharp, we want to collaborate with the sports department in February, because what is happening, instead of the expo that we usually keep, what we want to do is keep specialized sessions for each faculty with industry people coming in to talk about the different career options. So that would be, you know, really good for them in terms of seeing that, you know, outside of being a coach, there are so many different options within sports that they can take on, especially now. And we're having it with all the other faculties, because like humanities, they only think they're going to teach. They don't realize that law firms are hiring them. When we get vacancies from law firms, they don't want somebody with a law degree. So we really want to, it's so closed off in terms of what they think they can do with their degree. And with the changing in the global market, they need to be aware of everything that's going on. So we really want to partner with your faculty to provide this session for them and get some industry players on board to help them to see where they can go and the different career options that are available.
Right. So if a student comes to placement now and says, I don't know where I'm going to work in sports when I'm through, what would you say to them?
You know, one of the things that we are very keen on is doing something that you're interested in. One of the things that we don't do, we don't tell them where to go. We kind of find out what area of sports they kind of feel alive in, you know what I'm saying? And we do this for all the majors. We don't want to tell a student, do this, do that. And that's why we always say to them, do this self-assessment first, because it pulls your interest, your likes, your abilities. Because where you go to work not only depends on the degree, but what area of it that you enjoy the most. Based on that, we pull different career options. We don't give them one. We pull different career options based on their likes and their skill set. Because it makes no sense you like something and you don't have no skills or qualifications to go in that area, or have no plans whatsoever to go further in terms of education. So based on that, then we pull different career options and show them what is needed, how they reach there, and then they make their decision based on their career plan or what they had in their head. So we try to guide them, not tell them, and we base it off what they enjoy most. So you're doing your sports degree, what area you felt, comfortable with, what area kind of get you a little bit excited. And then from that, we move on and pull different areas and show them and ask them to do some more research, because it feels better for them when they're able to do, it gives them more power to do the research after they have gotten some guidance and make the decision, because we can't make the decision for them. We definitely can't. Next thing you're gonna hear, Miss Francis did tell me to go to coaching. I said, I don't like coaching. So we try to show them different options based on their degree, based on where they see themselves, and let them get the power in terms of figuring out what is best suited for them.
All right, I like that answer. Thank you very much for it. Kai, what's your question?
Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, my question, well, it's a good answer. Thank you for that as well. My question was with regards to, I think someone had asked it, but I just needed some clarity on it. It was with regards to the work and travel program and the compatibility of our degrees with regards to the jobs that we will be doing or offered or are offered. So is it a case where we're doing a kinesiology degree, will we be placed in a field of work that will be conducive to the degree and its work and specific skills and all?
For work and travel?
Yes.
No. Work and travel is very random. Remember that one of the main aims of the work and travel is for cultural exchange and getting some money to pay your school fee or assist with your school fee. Don't tell them I said that though. But one of the reasons why we had the fear is that apart from the fact that each agency may have a different fee, each agency may have one may have a payment plan, one payment plan may be up. They have different jobs that are offered in different locations, and it's not specific. The most you have jobs such as lifeguards, you have jobs in Walmart, you have jobs in the hotels. Some of them are remote areas, so they don't try to match you. It's really sending out a list of the available vacancies, and who first catch it, take it. Who first pay, they get the first preference with what is available. So they really don't try. They have the option where you can find somewhere you pay a lesser fee and you can find where it is, and then they try to facilitate or assist you with that aspect. But they don't try to do a match game. How I know they do, they will send out the available vacancies and tell you how many they have in each area. And then it's based on first come, first serve.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer. I appreciate it.
You're most welcome.
Darian, what's your question for placement? I just go in one by one. I know you would have had a question in mind when you joined this session or something you really want to find out. So let's hear it. Same thing for Anil and Janelle. And after you're through posing your questions, that would be a wrap of our session. So just let us go quickly, please.
Okay, Miss. I don't really have any questions, but I love that presentation. It was very informative, and even just the whole thing about in February, I really like that idea because I know a lot of people in my faculty, they just don't know what's the next step. So to have people come in and actually we can see people in real form, in real life, coming and explaining and telling us what it is that they do with sport. I really enjoy that, and I cannot wait for that to happen.
Actually, Ms. Sharp, we have a survey that we want to be sent around to the students because we want to create it for them, just to ask them, you know, what format they would want, and if there are any specific topics that they want us to address in the session. So I don't know if we could send it to you, and you could send it to the students to give us some feedback, because we want to make the session as beneficial as possible for them.
Yes, definitely we will participate in getting the survey out to the students. And for those who are here, please encourage your colleagues when they get that survey to fill it out, because we are trying to create these sessions for you so that we can help to allay some of your fears, concerns, questions, but we need you to meet us halfway. So look out for that survey and help us to get the word out so we can organize a very good session for you.
Yeah.
Darian, are you ready?
Thank you.
Darian and Anil don't want to speak to us today.
Ms. Sharp, I had already asked my question. It was pertaining to the work and travel.
Oh,
that's all you want to know, Anil?
Yeah, I wanted to know about the work and travel. As Miss, could you tell me your name again, please?
Francis.
As Miss Francis had said that we would be getting some programs or some forums in February, so I'll just have to, you know, wait and see what those entail in order to move forward. But I'm happy to know that after I finish my final year, I'm not totally in the dark. I will have some form of direction. So that's a little comforting right now.
Great.
I'm happy for that. I see Darian responded that his mic isn't working. He doesn't really have a burning question, so
he says he's absorbing.
He's absorbing. Right, so the onus is on us, Ms. Francis, to provide some more information so our students can benefit from it and make a move with their next move after graduation.
All right, no problem. And what I'll do is, since some of the overseas work and travel will still be doing some information sessions, when they are scheduled, I'll send it to you so that you can send it to them. They'll be able to talk to them directly, but they can contact them outside of that to get more information on what they have to offer.
All right, Ms. Francis, Faculty of Sport is a cross-campus faculty. You see, Darren has pointed out that his home is Trinidad. I haven't engaged with the placement and career section there at St. Augustine, but we know sometimes Mona has the lead on some things. So if you have regional information in terms of sport careers or sport options, definitely, we would appreciate that as well.
All right, no problem.
All right, Darren, thank you for correcting me.
All right, no problem.
All right, so if there are no other questions and no other clarification, I just would like to thank Ms. Francis for taking the time to come and speak with us, for taking the interest in, just reaching out to students of the Faculty of Sport. And that's a wrap, folks. So I wish you a good afternoon, happy studying, and all the best for the rest of the semester in your exams, guys.
Thank you, Miss.
All right, take care.
Thank you.